What's up, everybody? Nonpon here, and in this video I'm going to cover if Agave is worth your pools or not. Now you see, Agave is the newest character on the Snowbreak roster, and I'm going to start off with her personality first. She has a very bubbly personality, very adorable. I absolutely love her. As a matter of fact, I am not exaggerating when I say that this story that we just got is probably my favorite. No, actually it is. It is my favorite chapter in the entire game. I love how unserious it is and serious at the same time. You just have to do it for yourself. It is a very good chapter, and I'm pretty sure it's like a fluff chapter, right? It's like a one-off, and this patch is kind of smaller, but we also have a shorter duration than we're used to. So it's a smaller patch that's not going to last as long. But regardless of that, I mean, Agave kind of won me over for personality alone. I absolutely love this character, and I think her style and everything is amazing. And I'm going to be honest, that's usually what people look for in characters in Snowbreak. Sure, there's meta involved, and sure, people probably pull for how effective the character can be. And we'll cover that. But I will say we are kind of in that point where I firmly believe that people kind of just pull characters that they like in Snowbreak and don't really care much about meta, since meta doesn't really rule everything, right? Especially in this game, it's pretty chill. But regardless, I still want to cover how effective she is, and if you should pull for her. But don't let my opinion sway you. If you like her, pull for her. If you don't like her, then skip her, bottom line. So let's cover what Agave does. Now, Agave is a skill main DPS character, very similar to Haru, and I have quite a lot of opinions on Haru. I mean, I'm one of like 3 people that actually got Haru all the way to M5. I absolutely love this character, and I think I know what I'm talking about when it comes down to skill-based operatives, because I mean, we have Shirno as well, right? Shirno's a nuke. Anyway, so Agave kind of does the same thing. However, unlike Shirno, she doesn't nuke bosses, and unlike Haru, she doesn't shred mobs as fast as her. She's kind of like this in-between, right? They like took the sliders of different characters and kind of just mixed them up a bit. You know what I mean? So for example, Haru, I firmly believe, is still the best mobber in the game. Can take out trash super fast, really good for clearing content, super good in Paradoxal Labyrinth. An amazing character. But she has weaknesses. Not so good against bosses, and she's not so good against armor. Armor is not something she does well against. Now, Agave, on the other hand, she does not take out trash as fast as Haru, right? She doesn't kill mobs as fast as Haru. But she does do good against armor and is pretty decent at bosses, honestly, right? So it's kind of like they took the strengths of Haru and kind of like, twist them a bit as well as her weaknesses. You know what I mean? So Agave is really good against armor, pretty good against mobbing, pretty good at bossing, right? But if you're looking at it from like a meta standpoint, she's not the best at anything, right? She's good at a lot of stuff, not the best at anything at the moment. And what I mean by that is, like, I already covered that Haru's really good against mobs, right? And if it comes down to like nuking bosses, well, Cyrus and Shirno definitely have her beat in that department. Now, she does have something interesting though. With her standard skill, she is really good, and I mean really good, at taking out armor. Something that we haven't really had that much of until recently. So what I mean by that is that if you fight like Joseph Harden, right? This guy, boy, this is an annoying boss. I can't stand him. But if you use Agave against this guy, she can take out his armor super fast. Her splash damage is very effective against multiple parts. And Joseph Harden has multiple armor parts, right? I mean, I know a lot of people who are throwing Agave on their team just to break this armor and then switch over to Cyrus or Shirno to finish the job, right? So pretty good at that. The other bosses she's probably good against. Well, I'm going to assume she's going to be good against Nightborn Phantom. Anytime there's a new boss in the game, the new operative is usually good against them, and I know this boss has a lot of armor parts. So from the story at least, I think she's pretty good against this boss too. Now there is one more boss I'm not too sure of yet. And that's going to be Cube. But the new Cube. I don't know if you saw this mustard looking cube. And the reason why, I'm going to make an assumption here. I could be wrong. But no one likes Cube. He's really freaking annoying, right? Super annoying, okay? And it looks like he's going to get a new version and it's all rusted and stuff. I'm going to assume instead of having the shields that this one has, that this one instead might have breakable armor. And that's what Agave is good at. So if this boss is like that, then that's another boss underneath like Agave's, matchup charts, right? Under her belt. And that's super good. But that's only 3 bosses. That's not bad. I mean, that's more than Haru, right? It's only 3 bosses. So again, still decent. Pretty decent in Neuron Simulation. Decent in a lot of content. Just not the best in anything. And I mean, the reason why I say that too is because like if you go back down to the armor thing I talked about, like if you want to know who the best armor breaker in the game right now, it's Fenny, right? 5-star Coronet Fenny, and then using her ult Sunshine as a support, they destroy armor like faster than anything in the game right now, right? So not better than Fenny. I know Katya is really good at breaking armor. She used to be the best armor breaker in the game. Kind of fallen off a little bit on that, but she still does a lot of damage too. So Katya also is a good replacement to break armor as well. So there's still different options. You know what I mean? It's not like Agave is replacing characters or power creeping characters. There's still other options for bosses that have armor. You know what I mean? Now, I don't think it's all bad though. I mean, I think she's really powerful for a new account that hasn't established all these other characters yet. But I do ultimately believe that eventually you might be replacing this character, right? I pulled her just to test her out and I like her. And ultimately, I think that's what matters more than anything else if you like the character. If you are only looking at this from a meta standpoint and how effective she is, she's not going to change anything. She's really not. But it's not like she needs help. You know what I mean? It's not like an Etchel situation where she desperately needed some buffs. She's still really good at Paradoxical Labyrinth and stuff. It's not like that, right? It's not like she desperately needs help. I think this is just a break from all the power creep that we've had lately. And I'm okay with that, especially if this character can still help out new players. It's still a good pickup in that department. But ultimately, if you're strapped on pools, and I mean, there's a Shirno rerun. If you guys don't know, there is literally a Shirno rerun coming soon. Like, Shirno is still like the best DPS in the game. This character is crazy, right? That's another reason to skip her if you want, right? That's another reason. There's so many incentives to skip her, but ultimately it's up to you if you want to pull her or not. To me, I 100% believe she's definitely a skip. That's on you. If you don't want her in your roster. I mean, of course you get her room and everything else with it, but she's not going to really change your matchups too much outside of those new additional bosses that every new operative gets, right? She doesn't really replace anybody. She's not power creeping anybody. That's not really bad. The important thing is that she's still a solid character that people love, and if you enjoy her, pull for her regardless. As far as her weapon goes, because I know people are going to ask about her weapon. Again, I personally think you should skip her. So I also, by proxy, believe you should skip the weapon too. But if you have to know, the Snapshot Ace, I believe, is, from what I checked last time, was 22% stronger. 22% stronger than the M5 event weapon, right? Or tier 5 event weapon. I don't know why I said M5. You get the idea. About 22% this time around. So that's what we have right now. Completely up to you, but I think it's definitely a skip. But anyway, I'm probably streaming at Twitch right now, streaming a lot of Snowbreak. Are you pulling for her? Let me know in the comments below. Can you even log into the game right now because of Google Play? Let me know about that. I'll probably make a whole nother video about that later if I have to. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.